We're not pros here.
There we go.
Hello, and welcome back to my Dread Plains. Say my Dread Plains, I don't own them. I just manipulate them to torture these poor souls. Anyway.
It's like a lodge in the Alps. He just takes a loan for a portion of the year.
It's an Airbnb.
Oh god, that would be worse!
Air D&D.
I like that.
For an Arakaka campaign.
But yes, everyone roll a d20. But yes, the Dread Plains, I sort of show up and I scare the jibs of all the the gods who own the
Not
Dread Plains.
me.
Oh, thank God.
Very well. Das, would you like to...
Oh, bother.
what happened
I would
last?
prefer not to.
Lol.
In that case, I'm going to make
I'll
it.
get it. I'll do it anyway. I don't have a...
I'm a benevolent god. You will do it anyway.
Thank you, how kind.
I know.
The first session, this was session 11. So, we managed to, after clearing out the, I forget the name of it, but the winery.
Wizard of Wine.
Yes. Once we cleared it out, I managed to determine that one of the sources of wine was actually fouled, and I spent the morning thereafter cleansing that particular cask of wine and cleaning out the actual interior as well. And nothing happened in my dreams at all, and it was a perfectly lovely night, and it was happy and blissful and sweet, and nothing bad happened at all.
I had a bedtime story. It was nice.
Yeah! Yeah!
It was fine.
It was nice. Very, very nice. Anyway, we then proceeded to, because we were speaking to Davian Marketov, the essentially Were-Raven patriarch is only leader of them. He explained to us that the vineyards are grown using 3 seeds, all of which I believe only one hasn't been stolen currently. There's 2 that have been stolen, or am I wrong on that, Nemo? And that it's 3 of
All 3 are gone.
All
He
three.
told you that many years ago one had been stolen, and
sorry, I have it
recently
here.
at varying points 2 more had been.
One had been stolen yet, and each was blessed. 3 weeks ago, one was stolen by Baba Lysaga, a dangerous hag. Her scarecrows were sent often to terrorize them, and they found the seed. The druids that had taken over the winery that we have since purged are resting or located somewhere around the Yester Hill, Yester, and we began to make our way towards that area. Whoops! I almost talked about things.
Not meant to read that bit aloud.
No, not meant to read
Our
that.
notes and accidentally
With
say
it-
things.
I've never done that before.
I've also definitely never done that before.
Let's see. So, the seeds themselves have a green glow and are about the size of an acorn. So, the hag resides in the ruins of Berez, and is currently or potentially there. And around Yester Hill, there is constantly lightning and thunder. After we made our way, using spells like Pass Without a Trace to keep ourselves somewhat hidden, we arrived at the Yester Hill itself. Mordecai and Hadron taking the form of a panther and going full Bagheera, proceeded to scout to try and spot where the druids were hiding throughout this area, managing to find and eliminate 3, and then at the 4th being revealed with 2 natural 1 stealth checks on our parts. In fairness, we took out 3, which was very good, because he did all the work, I just let him. Then, with some large berserker fellows, we played a game of how long does it take for Thrak to find this man, whilst Yatoto played Catch the Druid. From there, we have cleared them all out, and as we were ending the session, having driven off... No, we haven't driven them off, we've killed everyone, no one escaped.
None escape.
No survivors.
No survivors. Fuck that shit. Marin, who's wielding the vampire staff. One thing that we noticed as she made her approach up here, and also whilst we were talking, discussing, fighting, and so on in this area, randomly at certain points, lightning bolts were hitting areas of the field around us, and there is a. I'm not sure if it's a Wickerman-esque or if it's a stone, like a very crude stone carving, but there is a statuesque figure, Wickerman or stone, of Strahd, right next to Marin, actually. And these tree areas here are all twig blights, but what we've learned is that these twig blights are motionless currently and seem to be terrified of Marin and that vampire staff she has possessed, which she has claimed from one of the druids she slapped the shit out of last session.
Yeah, I think that about sums it up.
Alright. Excellent. So, you're all standing on top of this hill, looking towards the tree with the various vine blights and needle blights and what's the other one called? I want to say bush blight. There's too many blights.
Bushens.
Hedgens.
Oh, vine, twig, and needle, I think it was.
Shrubbery blights. Anyway.
They're tweeple. They're tweep.
Das, you get a D4 inspiration die.
Hey!
For embracing the meme you want.
He's finally embraced the meme. It's been 4 years.
Normally I wouldn't give it, but he has been so reluctant to touch that meme that he has to get that one.
We're very proud of you for facing your fear.
Now my next fear, my family. Here.
God.
No, move from that one. Fuck.
He's not ready for the jorts. Baby steps.
My family in jorts.
Oh God.
The true eldritch horror.
Oh dear. Anyway.
I'm sorry, I'm not
Saying that
picturing. Sorry, Nemo, real quick. I'm just picturing the ideal of horror of you now will face your greatest fears as Nemo takes his true form, and it's just you as my mother.
In jorts.
In jokes.
Yeah.
Need to make sure we get a pair of
Anyway.
jorts for Coxcon.
So you're looking at this tree, and you have noticed at this point that they're all making various threatening gestures towards you, but they don't seem to be willing to leave the ring, and they seem to be paying particularly close attention to the staff that Marin is holding, and they don't seem to like. They seem to recoil at it, but they're still trying to make threatening gestures as something that has been as if you've sort of walked towards their nest and they're scared, but they're not willing to give up their area.
I've still got Moonbeam active for another 8 turns.
You certainly do.
Mordecai, advice.
You want me to give advice?
What is our plan of action?
I begin applying Moonbeam to solve the problem.
So just kill the fuck out of these things just so we ain't gonna worry about them?
I mean,
Already on it!
I'm gonna
I
move
would say
forward as well.
after turns,
It's 2d10 radiant damage, like, unless I roll 1s, these fuckers are probably gonna burn.
yeah, I would say they just burn over the next.
Do you know what
There's
he's after
a
him?
couple more. You start to notice a couple of more in the bushes as you do this that weren't immediately visible. There was actually twice as many as you could see. But yeah, you do manage to burn through them all, I would say, because they don't seem to be willing to leave this tree.
Turns out it was a ambush.
Very good, very good.
I just witnessed Blue lose about 10.
Yeah.
I think damage. Yes.
If I like advance, I know Hadrian's busy like scorched earthing this shit, but like
Archer Heretic!
they like if I move forward, that kind of
Every time you
reaction, or
take
they
a
just
step
keep it.
forward, they like jump back but then move forward again. Like they're trying their best against their better not. Like this is theirs. They
Yeah.
for whatever reason they feel like they can't give this up, but they're still scared of you. So they're doing that.
Yeah, it's not doing
the
physical
cornered
harm,
animal.
it's just fear.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, as much as you can attribute fear to a plant.
Is there anything
I mean, yeah.
remarkable about
It's
the
technically... At the south end of the hilltop is a sickly... 1 second.
It's a sickly
Write
one.
this down.
Wrong description!
Sorry.
It's a
sorry.
sickly 1 second, guys, and it's.
I was holding the page and it, anyway, doesn't matter what I was doing. At the south of the end of the hilltop is a sickly corpse, a grove of dead trees and shrubs with a huge misshapen tree at its core. Blood oozes like sap from its twisted trunk. Skulking around the tree are 6 gangly humanoid creatures that are currently getting moonbeamed to death.
Boom,
Embedded
boom,
in the tree
boom, boom.
Embedded in the tree is a shiny battle axe, beneath which lies a humanoid skeleton.
No, wait! You lit the fuck up! You lit up!
Battle axe, you say?
A battle.
Like, I know you're all joking right now, but I was watching him as it was being described because I just happened to be on Tiny Chat, and no one just went just straight up. Eyebrows up, everything.
Like that. Jesus
always
Christ.
Good, it's always good to watch other people's reactions to shit.
Was it me this time? Who was it?
Narrow it, got.
No.
Oh,
it's
No.
Karen. Oh,
Who's
it's
that?
Krauser.
Oh shit.
It's Kay?
Kay. Has he got the highest passive perception?
Definitely not me.
Not me.
I'm assuming because he's a ranger, he's got the highest passive perception.
Let's see. I think I've got a pretty.
What's passive based on wisdom?
Wisdom.
It's wisdom
Yeah.
and your proficiency.
Yeah, not me.
Mine's 12 as a comparison.
14, because I'm actually not skilled in perception. I just have it naturally.
Enough, what do we think Marin's stats are like? What is my passive? I've never checked this on Marin. No. No.
So
No, no, like I worked hard.
So I know
Versus
the
weapon.
axe is cool and shiny, but the tree is apparently bleeding blood.
It is.
That's
There's
concerning.
some kind of body
my
embedded in it.
IRL self.
I know I'm not coming from a particularly high vantage point on moral standing. Considering
Questionable weaponry.
I'm currently holding a vampire staff with a strange eldritch creature wrapped around my arm, but maybe you shouldn't do that. I say,
good.
nodding.
Good. IRL self. Probably a cursed weapon. You know,
Stop
if
you
it's just
before.
in a tree with blood.
But
But my dear boy, when has that stopped you from running and grabbing a cursed object?
when has that ever
You
stopped
in
anyone?
particular.
True.
DM, I'd like to clarify. When you were reading the description, you said there was a sickly corpse. Is it actually a corpse, or did you mean to say cops? Which is a different thing.
That's a cops.
It's like that with plants and trees. That's why I was confused. Because it's the
Oh,
description
it
was
is
there's a sickly
I've
corpse
never
of
seen
plants, and I was like, that
Thank
doesn't
you.
sound
I
right.
thought it was wording it sort of fancily way of saying, you know, the tree is a corpse, you know,
Yeah,
wording it
corpse.
fancily.
Both of those things can be true.
So-
There
so
can be
there's
a
not
corpse
a
tree
body.
in corpse.
Dictionary, cops, a small group of trees.
Well, no, there is also apparently a skeleton
What a
next to the
pointless
tree with the axe.
And there is a skeleton at the base of the tree, but no, the sickly cops, or however you pronounce that.
Yeah, cops.
I have never come across that word before. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Um,
I haven't,
gonna-
because
Oh, you know.
goddamn, there are some pretentious fucking writers out there.
Additional knowledge obtained.
I always love learning new words.
You can always learn things, even when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm gonna approach the tree and inspect the ground just in front of the tree.
I'm gonna stand as close to him as I can.
I just imagine the
I'm
little
gonna
tiny-
follow him, but stay about 5 foot back.
I'm just imagining the little tiny Sarah just walks up and goes, "Actually, that's a corpse," and everyone goes, "What?"
I've taught her well.
So you're-
Knows many advanced words, but only concerning nature.
Yeah.
the the moonbeam will have run out by now, and all the creatures be dead. So you said you were inspecting the ground at the base of this disturbing tree.
Does it
And
look
what way
like
are you in? You're just looking?
just to see if it looks disturbed or
Yeah, that's about
if
right.
it's dug recently or
Doesn't look like it's been dug up recently, but it does look disturbed. All this ground looks very
everything in this place looks
very
disturbed.
moist,
but,
and there's been creatures stomping around here. So,
Thrak grabs the axe.
has anyone got a shovel?
Yeah, we kind of knew you were gonna do that.
make a
I actually made a wisdom check.
Make a
I
strength
know.
check to pull the said axe out of tree.
See, I would technically be still raging at this point, or
They
no?
would have run out. Moonbeam.
I've
run out.
used
Yeah.
Moonbeam,
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
8 turns left of it, like, I had 10
Yeah,
turns of
I would
Moonbeam.
say-
Yeah, you did it. Okay, never mind.
Unless you've been hacking corpses for about a minute.
Nah.
It doesn't come out of the tree too willingly, but if you stick with it, you're pretty sure you can get it out. It's like it shifted a bit, but it's going to take some. You want to keep yanking at this thing, or
Yeah.
if you spend some time with it, you do manage to pull out this.
I picture Sarah like grabs his tail to try and help, except she's a kobold, so she doesn't help at all.
It's like a moral support.
What
DM.
Sarah Street's that was?
Yeah. DM, have I ever encountered anything where a tree has become so vilely corrupted that it would end up bleeding blood? Can I make a nature check? Or something?
That's you can make a nature check, but this is not something you've seen. This is a level of corruption that is even without a nature check. I can tell you right now, this is a level of corruption that's beyond anything you've seen before. You know it's very bad. That's not a good sign.
This is like saying, I'm a doctor who's worked on infections, and someone comes in with the Black Plague. It's like, I've never encountered that before, but that's fucked up! This is
While
the Black
everyone's-
This is the Black Plague of tree
While
rot.
everyone's concentrating on whatever they're doing, I'm going to start digging with my hands, like just at the base of the tree.
Okay, you're going to start digging. Meanwhile, I would like you to write this down, Nara,
Ooh.
You are cursed.
because I don't actually have a handout for this.
Goodbye, farewell, we love you dearly.
You pull out a silver battle axe. Its handle is carved with leaves and vine, and as far as you can tell, despite it being fairly solid and stuff, it appears to weigh half as much as a normal battle axe. That's all you know. You don't have an identifier or anything, so
Yeah.
you don't know if it's magical or not.
Yeah.
You assume it is because, normally metal doesn't weigh half the amount it normally weighs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not a stretch to imagine this is magical.
Just like everyone has gone looking at the weapons. You see the axes on the screen.
No, I'm just.
I'm looking at Kilter Snapchat. How nice does that look right now?
Ooh.
That is
I-
curly
I'm-
fries, macaroni pie, and like some kind of marinated chicken.
It looks amazing.
Oh shit, I forgot, I still got dinner.
I'm
That's
just,
Sorry, sidetracking the whole campaign, but
I'm
the
just
food's
asking
really
for
good.
the sake of gameplay, because a normal battle axe does have the
Heavy.
property, I think.
Battle axe. No,
Are
battle
you
axe
thinking of a
is
great
single-handed.
axe?
Yes, it's
yes.
versatile.
Yeah, the
Think
great
Nas
axe
does,
is
not
heavy.
Grunt.
No, we had this confusion before with Grunt too. He kept saying, it's like, you're supposed to wield that with two hands, but I'll let you like, no, Daz, it's a warhammer. I never had a maul, it's a war.
There's a difference.
I just
I
presumed
was
he
looking
picked
to
up
see
the
if I had a
biggest
shovel.
bastard thing he could find.
No.
I don't have a shovel with the explorer's pack, so
No, well,
I'll
I'm
give
just
Mordecai a hand because he seems to be digging. So I shall.
just frantically digging, right? Not really paying attention to
Shall
anything.
watch with mild amusement. Mild amusement.
Why are we digging, Mordecai?
We just need to just trust me on this.
I've never trusted you, but I always trust you.
I could take the form of something which naturally digs quite well.
No, it's fine. Me and Juju got this.
How often can you change?
Twice a day.
Still digging.
Maybe you should hold on to that.
I'm a help.
Yes, Sarah has quite good claws
You're
for digging.
digging in the ground, and suddenly everything sort of grows quiet around you, and everything seems to go still.
Can I keep lookout, please?
I mean, I'm watching. Mostly for comedy.
You, for a moment, see the glimpse of a familiar fortune teller enter your mind as you dig into the ground and grab the hilt of what appears to be a sword. You know at this moment a prophecy has come to pass.
Fuck.
Oh shit!
Let me go grab it. I have it here.
Scrambling through the notes.
Flicks back
Just a moment. I have it here.
I got it.
Power and strength. Sun sword. 5 of glyphs. A druid evil tree. Hill of graves. Ravens will help you find it.
Weapon of vengeance.
I'll pull the hilt of the sword out of the ground.
You do indeed. You assume this magical item is powerful because you all feel it as you all gain a level.
Oh shit!
Fuck yes!
Level 3 spells!
Over here!
No!
Second attack! motherfucker.
Extra attack!
Question.
Spells.
Yeah. We do it now or on a long rest?
You can do it now.
Sweet. Okay.
Nemo is merciful because he
Where the
knows how
fuck
much
is
shit
my
will
player's
kill him.
handbook? Oh my god.
I have
We
to
were
put
gonna
away
do
my
this at the end
chips!
of last session, but we were really pushing the time last session. So
I have to
that
put
didn't
away
go-
my chips! Where's my handbook?
You're all about to see how chaotic it is when we all level up.
Oh god,
And,
you
and
die.
might I add, congratulations to Das for remembering the details on finding this item.
Yeah. I have it written down, but I just didn't look.
It was also right here on this piece of paper.
Right.
Well done, a crowd.
We all have to
thinking
we
of
have
it.
to roll for health in this campaign, don't we?
Totally.
Yeah.
Hit die.
I would like you all to take a second to pray for me.
And me.
I pray.
No, me specifically.
Ooh, Das.
Oh, that's.
I know
Ooh,
that
Das.
pain. I know that pain.
Ooh.
I really know that pain.
I think that's my first ever.
Oh.
Give me
And that's my first ever one hit point dice roll.
Hey, Carlos, guess what?
Apparently,
You got third
Adrian
level
gave a
spells
guy
now.
to give third girl.
Yeah, I have.
Yes, I needed that.
Second level spells, John.
10 HP. I so
What you
fucking
did, like-
Yes!
I took it all for you.
Everyone just witnessed a piece of history. Average on her HP ever.
Like, yep, that's probably the most hated.
You
Where the
know I
fuck
took
is my
a
player's
grenade for you.
If there was any campaign that it matters in, it's this one.
Yeah.
Oh
After
my
last
god, that
fucking
is
roll, Jesus.
that has never happened in my 5 years of playing D&D.
Yeah. That has never happened in the history of time.
Nope.
Check us out when you're done, love.
Yep. I just get an extra attack, so. I've got
The world has fucking unlocked for me.
Okay. My player's handbook was on the other side of the earth.
My 4-year-old kobold monk has 40 HP at
Even
level
better,
5.
guys.
Delmara,
You have 40?
Delmara, who is level 12, has 50 HP.
Guys, we're level 5. That means our proficiency has gone up.
Oh yeah!
Yes! We lived to a significant milestone, something we never thought would happen.
So, I have access now. I have an additional cantrip I know. No, I already had that from another one, but the most powerful and important thing is third level spell!
Third level spells.
I am now something to be feared!
I also get third level spells.
Yeah,
This
you
I
do.
get 1 third level this level.
I can certainly say you all didn't nearly make it. There was various points where pretty much all of you didn't nearly make it, but specifically Spook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also get another invocation. I can actually get combat invocation. It's been 25 years. I took all the utility invocations straight up.
Hey, Dash,
Yeah.
just as a tip, I feel like taking the spell Daylight might be very useful.
Do you fucking think I'm taking anything else?
I go back and rewatch that episode where I nearly died.
We've
I think I
rewatched
think
it,
about
like-
that maybe like twice a week.
I think collectively you and me have rewatched that episode 4 times.
It's
Oh,
a,
okay,
it's a
okay.
I'm not.
good
I'm not
moment.
saying all ranger level 2 spells are bad. All ranger level 2 spells
They're
are bad.
horrible.
talk to
Whoa,
Spook.
whoa.
Uh,
Silence.
Silence actually.
You don't have that spell,
Okay, I'll
motherfucker.
be quiet.
I fucking do.
Silence.
Second
I meant you Toto.
Oh. Your Toto knows no spells!
Exactly! Shut the fuck up!
I think
No,
Dash
I-
has completely missed what I was going on about.
I actually might take that, to be fair.
Pass,
It's a
there is
really
also
good
Pass
spell.
Without Trace. Keep in mind.
But
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Silence
Actually,
and
that
Pass Without
that
Trace are
alone,
the two
yeah.
spells that Alistair has, and Silence is a fucking godsend.
Yeah.
oh, I get my
Who's been
Gloomstalker spell.
Who got taken?
Who just got taken?
Marco?
Oh wait, of course, the axe.
Oh, they go with the
Yeah!
axe!
Yeah!
We forgot about the axe.
I get Rogue Trick now. For the
Yeah,
Gloomstalker.
that's the joy of leveling up. Everybody forgets about everything, so
If you take Silence, you basically, it's like a no-roll thing, it's just, you create
Yeah.
Silence, you can sneak up on anybody.
just remember it fucks up all spellcasters.
Not all,
Well, I'm not a
most.
spellcaster, mainly, so.
Yeah, sorcerers who can cast
Hi,
silence spells.
what?
It'd be really useful for me.
No.
Make a stealth check. Is it based on sound? Yeah, cool. I'm pretty sure I auto-succeed there, then if you can't hear us coming.
Can you
That would
cast
be
silence
nice.
on an object?
Yes.
Yes,
Bless you.
I have had characters and NPCs and players cast silence on a spell on an object and throw the object.
It doesn't say you can. It just says
No,
within
I
a 20
think that was
foot
something
radius
that we
sphere.
did.
I think I did it like that just because of something like you can cast darkness on an object, you can cast silence on an object, things like that, because that makes those spells deceptively dangerous trap. I know. How are you getting on?
That is the face of a man possessed, or rather, a man who wants to possess.
So, guys, real quick.
so, Nemo,
I've got
I'm gonna go
5
to it.
points.
I'm gonna go to it and start digging.
Okay, you start digging. And
Digging where?
as you do, I'm just going to.
Is it going
Oh,
again?
Yep.
Oh, Kel's this time.
Oh,
Wait, now she's gonna take Carl's and grab me. You're next.
there's a lot happening.
Oh, guys, I can get Erupt Earth and Tidal Wave. Erupt Earth is a really Hadron spell.
Really? Does it do 2d6?
So I'm glad someone went there.
There's a high five across the internet!
Choose a point you can see within range of 120 feet. A fountain of churned earth and stone will erupt in a 20-foot cube centered on the point. Each creature must make a dexterity saving throw or take 3d12 bludgeoning damage, and the ground becomes difficult terrain. Each 5 foot of the terrain will take 1 minute to clear by hand.
Does that mean you're no
So-
longer taking Earth Tremor? Because that is essentially Earth Tremor plus.
It's
Yes.
Earth Tremor, except it's actually good.
Yeah, actually, 3d12 is a sizable amount of damage. Between 3 and 36 damage, that's definitely not to be sniffed at. That's almost my entire HP pool.
Yeah, I've got 36 health.
I have 44 now. I am a lot
I'm
happier
50
with 44.
On the dot, 50.
How do you think I feel? I'm catching up to my level 12 character on a level 5.
Essentially,
Ah!
I rolled an 8 there,
I don't know why it's
and
doing that.
1 on the first one, so I've rolled 9 between the two of them, so still below average, so still got a ways to go, but
I think
I'm happy with it.
I think at this I've done pretty well on the last 2, so I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Sarah's above average at this point.
Yeah,
my
she
max
is.
HP would be
The thing is, guys, the spell I think I will take no matter what, though, and always have it prepared, is Tidal Wave.
Tidal Wave.
Yeah, I'll get it up here. Let me just see.
So I don't
Where
know
is-
much about spells.
While you're getting it up, I
Tidal
think-
Wave. Conjure a wave of water that crashes down on an area within range of 120 feet. The area can be 30 feet long, up to 10 foot wide, and up to 10 foot tall. Every creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw or take 48 and be knocked prone. If the target is successful, they take half as much and are not prone. The water spreads across the ground in all directions and extinguishes any flames within its face, and then it vanishes.
Grab some water real quick. I'll be right back if anyone comes back before.
This is just basically, we're in a tunnel. I'm gonna flush the toilet.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna go silence over past that trace, mainly because you have to be within 30 feet of me, and if I'm flying, you won't be within 30 feet of me.
Yeah.
This is the problem when you're playing a spellcaster, which I think both me and Krauser know, is that there are so many good 3rd level spells. Third level
there
is
are.
so good.
Not for a ranger, but
Can someone tell me to make a smart?
make smart.
What are you trying to do?
I'll take invocation.
Oh,
I'll
invocation.
I'll take the mage armor invocation. I think.
Is that going to be useful if you're going to be casting Armor of Agathis on yourself?
I mean,
Yeah, they do different things.
Different
Okay.
things. My
Mage
AC
armor
is
increases your AC.
garbage.
I've not played a
Yeah.
Warlock, so I'm not very familiar with this
What about
spell.
one does
Grasp of
AC,
Hadar.
one does hit points.
Grasp the Hadar.
You could bring creatures closer to you when you cast Eldritch Blast.
Get over here!
Oh my god, you're so smart. You're the smartest person I know. Right now, in this second. For the 1 second that I'm
Hey,
speaking to
if
you.
you need level up advice, Spook is the dude to talk to.
Yeah.
Spook's done a lot of leveling
So
up.
what I really want to consider Tidal Wave, just as this, it's such a very cool blast spell, but I thought this did a pushback as well, which it doesn't. That's it. That's its big brother Tsunami.
Can someone do me a solid?
I'm getting daylight. Don't worry.
Can someone do me a solid? Has anyone got the printout for the races thing that we...
We'll print it
Or
out.
can check it right now?
What?
The thing with the races on it.
What race?
For, like the monstrous races.
Oh, you mean
I mean, I can
information on
get-
Tritons?
Yes, please. Do I get more
You
spells?
get a 3rd level spell. That's a good question. I think.
What is it? Is it Tidal Wave by
no,
any
you would-
chance? Me?
Darren, are you
Starting at 5th level. you
No,
can
he's
cast
not.
Wall of Water.
Thank you.
You know
Well,
what?
That's one of my options. That's one of my options. So
Cast
No,
Well,
I get
well
it.
no, I'm just saying that it is an option I have. Now I will never take it because you have.
Lucky for you, Dash. You get
If it's
change
to do
them
with
every
water,
time you
I have
sleep.
it, pretty much.
So, you get to change them every time you sleep, Dash. So your decisions are good.
That's true. You can change yours to be.
Oof.
We have to commit.
Oof. Okay, guys. You know, the other one, Xanathar's, it's got some great spells in it. Some really nice boys.
Yes.
I just remembered because I went back and looked at the 3rd level druid from the original. Call lightning, conjure animals, daylight, dispel magic, feign death, meld with stone, plant growth, protection from energy, sleet storm, speak with plants, water breathing, water walking, and wind wall.
I get the
Aside
feeling
from
in this
Guys, we're gonna have to
campaign-
make quick decisions because otherwise this is
I
gonna be
feel
the whole
like in this
session.
campaign, having somebody with dispel magic could be quite useful.
I'm going to keep
I can
dispel
also
magic.
pick it up,
So did I. I have 2 hands.
but I probably will not pick up Dispel Magic this level, just as a note.
I think
can,
the
but
matter.
I probably won't.
The thing is, like, I can prepare a
Yeah,
number
you
of
can,
spells
you can
from
decide
everything.
yours day to day.
So,
Gas,
yeah, you
Yeah.
just decide as you go.
Anyway, this doesn't matter because I have to wait till a long rest to get them.
Darren,
Darren's
you're
back.
back. Excellent.
Yes.
Yes, you'll have to wait for a long rest to really get this effects, but you can effectively level up now. But just sort of working as we're going. Try not to get too distracted, though. I will trust you on that.
Yes.
You're digging around the ground, my
How fucked is
fine
Naren?
lizard friend. With us, Naren?
Yeah. I'm here. I was just excited that I got German gummy bears.
Excellent.
Yeah. My grandmother sent them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
While you're digging, if you're looking for magic items, you should be able to see something that you've dug up. Whether you share this information with your friends is up to you. Oh, no, I've done that wrong. 1 second.
okay. I was
You
like,
know.
where?
Noah's panicking because he doesn't see anything. Like, yeah, I don't tell anyone.
Nemo, can I ask you something? In regards to the daylight spell. It's a 60-foot radius sphere of light, but it does not say, while it has the daylight as its name, it does not say this counts as daylight.
I don't think it's meant to. I think Sunbeam is the first one you meant to get that actually
Yeah.
imitates daylight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this
because things that do actually cast a daylight can be quite powerful at low levels because there's a lot of bad shit that is weak to sunlight. So
Like vampires.
yeah, which is why
Yeah,
Kirak took
that's what I'm saying.
Sunbeam.
Yeah, that one time Kirak just soloed a vampire, and then Narwin blasted it off and tried to run away. Because it's like, I am a dreaded vampire coming for. Oh God, run away! Oh look, he's 500 feet away. Boop, he's 600 feet away. Boop, he's 700 feet away.
Tangent.
Boop.
Irrelevant.
Real big tangent. Let's try and keep it on track.
Ash, you have been a bit distracted by digging the tree, and your lizard friend seems to have wandered off and seems to be desecrating one of the ancient graves. You see a green light deep in the sort of core of this tree. On closer inspection, you can see the gem sort of peeking out between a fair bit of the tree. Sort of has sort of engulfed it as almost acid to its heart.
Can I druidcraft a bit of this, just like try to push away some of the bark?
Roll a night.
All right, Barovia. You don't like me, and I don't like you. So right now.
Alright, as you do this, the trying to sort of mold nature to your will, as would normally be with Druidcraft, you can just feel that that tree is nothing natural anymore about it. It's really, really corrupted. But you can ascertain that there's no way this thing is giving up that gem unless you kill this tree, and the only way to kill this tree would be to uproot it.
I get everyone to step back. Like, you know, I do the palm out, kind of like stepping back myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've still got the hilt of the sword in my hand, just a reference.
Yep.
The only way we're destroying this is to uproot the entire thing. We won't be able to pull it down with force. I was about to say, who about to get fucking
My
pulled away?
laptop was like, let's just go to sleep now.
Every group has the
We're having
themselves.
We have nap time now. No!
It's like, what? Why now?
We must uproot this tree. It will not be an easy affair to attempt to do. But we can weaken the earth around it. And with the right amount of persuasion, rope, and force, we could uproot the entire thing. But it will not give up that gem, so long as it can live.
Why do we want the gem?
That's the seed.
Oh, one of them, okay. Okay, well... I'm game.
Do you have any earth tremoring spells that could help us?
Maybe we could earthquake it out.
I have to look at the fucking, like... Actually, no, motherfucker, I didn't prepare today. Suck my dick! Because you were all like, use your spells.
It probably wouldn't help.
You never know.
Actually, it would.
Keep digging.
I would like to go into a rage and blow out
Sorry, you'd like to go in a rage and pull out the what?
the tree.
How do we do this tree?
Yeah, roll a strength check on that one. That's a...
Oh yeah, no, I get that completely.
As stupid as it
But-
sounds, could we not simply
It's with
burn the
advantage because
tree?
you are raging.
Fuck! I was hoping for that.
Yeah, no, this is a tree rooted in the ground. You don't have that sort of strength to pull a tree up from its
You're
root.
not Grunt.
Yet.
Gonna try.
Yeah.
Yet.
It's still early.
Grunt was scary early.
I'm
Oh,
scary
seven.
now.
It's just different variants. She went from, like, large wolf to fucking great...
Tangent.
But yeah, you pull at this thing and you just sort of feel a toying in your back and you're like, ah!
Perhaps
Nope,
we could
that didn't work.
to set fire to the tree.
We might destroy the seed if we do so.
I'll say from your nature check, you A, know that seed won't be destroyed by fire, and B, know that you could damage this tree, but you will not kill it with fire.
We could damage the tree and weaken it with fire, but we must uproot it to kill it. The seed, however, would survive the flame.
Well, this sounds like a very difficult task for the. I'm gonna be over here.
I'm also going to be over there.
Just keep digging.
She's not wrong in the idea of just constantly digging around it, just the rooty.
I have a thought.
Really? Are you sure?
I will say, with your lizard friend back, although he hasn't informed you of anything, you do notice this scary-looking spear with him.
It's fine.
Where did you get that?
Nobody said anything, Thrak.
What? What?
It's fine.
What?
Can axe chopped a tree?
Actually, yes, cutting the tree in half might actually make this a little bit of an easier affair.
My
Now you're
thought
only
was
uprooting.
that, now that since we found this axe here, maybe the person before us attempted to do the same thing and was not successful. But logical, I suppose it's worth a try.
Perhaps if you attack the tree with an axe, you instantly die like this guy did. Who knows?
One way to find out. Thrak?
Maybe not.
Crack, attack.
That hit.
So you hit this stationary tree.
You're just gonna hear boom.
This is a stationary, very large tree. Do I hit it with a 14?
We're like, yes. Frack, you take 10d12 necrotic damage.
You
Oh
And the
no!
tree-
My
and the
dear
tree
friend.
eats you. Oh no!
Nemo, are you there?
Yeah, sorry. I was just checking to.
You have to look at the AC of a tree.
Check how much damage
He goes to
you
the back of the book. If an idiot decides to do one of the following, here are the outcomes.
Attack the tree with the axe.
It's like the choose your own adventure book.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
You
keep
swing
your
the
finger in the
axe,
page,
and
just in case.
it does indeed embed in the tree, and you're pretty sure it's. When you swing this axe, you're pretty sure it's hurt this tree more than you'd think an axe would normally hurt something. As you sort of take a big gouge out of it. The tree,
found out.
unfortunately, although blood sort of splatters out of it, and yes, blood is splattering out of this tree, it sort of heals around the axe, and you've pretty much done exactly whatever the last person did and have embedded this axe into this tree as it heals around this axe almost instantaneously. Also, just as the swing connected, pointy thorns of the handle of the axe just sort of sprout out, and you take 1 piercing damage.
Reduce to half.
Still one.
Hey
Reduce
Nemo,
to half, yeah, sure.
I'm gonna try something.
Go ahead.
Oh.
No.
This sounds really dumb, but if it works, it will be the smartest thing I've ever done. If I telepathic message the tree, does it respond?
Would you like to try and
I mean, I can do it.
Ow!
I can do it. Yeah, but it's just
Ouch,
like
Charlie! Ouch! Charlie chopped my.
if you can, it's telepathically. She doesn't say this out loud. If you can speak, or we will kill you.
your mind connects to this tree, and well,
Oh, for God's sake!
Hadrian is currently getting out rope.
Is the
'Cause
name of
let's
this
uproot
episode
this.
just going to be Badoop?
No, you have to remember that I don't actually hear the beeps because
Ah, curses.
Discord acknowledges when you're live streaming something and mutes notification sounds.
Yeah.
So that's why I need people to tell me when somebody's been taken, or if I'm taken, because I don't hear the bleep.
You can
I
only
just
tell
hear
what
silence.
all of our reactions normally, so Unless it's you that's been taken.
Yeah,
Also, I have
if
a
it's me
fear.
that's been taken, the DM has to tell me.
Hey, Spook, do you want to cut it down with this? Definitely not Sunblade.
Sure, let's do it in RP then.
I'm actually just thinking, if it's like corrupted and necrotic, maybe doing radiant damage is what you need to do, not fire. So
Do I have a?
the Sun Sword might do the job. Which is maybe why
I mean-
they buried it.
Yeah.
It was like, this is the thing that will destroy the tree. Let's bury it so they can't find it.
Let's bury it
Unfortunately-
Next to the tree.
Unfortunately, all I have left are my first level spells, and they're all healing and detecting disease stuff.
Marin looked like she was concentrating on something, and then Wave suddenly just sort of suddenly did a face hugger thing on her face for a second, just with a. I don't know how you would explain a scared look into the eye of something with an eye like that, but it didn't look happy for a second, and it was hugging her face. But she just sort of pulls it off and puts it back on her arm.
Oh, you.
Way to learn a lesson. Feel free to kill that tree as much as you would like.
Sure.
Noted. Let's start getting rope and everyone together.
For the first time in my life, I have sympathy for those of you who do not breathe water.
Cool.
Carry on.
Juju, you're more of a sword guy. And he nearly died. So.
Oh my God,
you
Lord of the
would've been-
Flame with the Sun Sword.
Oh my god,
Oh,
yes,
just make a
please.
connection. Maybe. Do you want this?
Suck my
I
dick,
don't know
yeah.
how it works, but it's just a hilt of a sword.
If you unring me with this blade, I will carry it in your name, Mordecai.
I mean, you carry it in your own name, man.
You've been watching too much Sekiro.
I
I'll
kneel
give-
ceremoniously and receive the blade.
I'll just throw
Did you
it
give
at
it
his
to him,
feet.
Sam Bradley, or did you just chuck it at
I'll just throw it at his feet.
Yeet! The shield is empty! Yeet!
I still pick it up.
This bitch ain't got no blade. Eat.
You pick it up and you hold it like when Lord Kuru offered the blade to secure it.
You're such a nerd.
Hey, I said I didn't like the combat. I didn't say I didn't like the rest of the game. But I said
Fair.
I didn't like the combat with the bosses.
Does this make Mordecai Lord Kuro? This is a tangent.
I don't know what this reference means.
What's Hadron?
No, but Spook does. Anyway, you will have to attune to this. Attuning to things usually tells you how they work, but
Okay.
yeah. Which I think that's how that normally works. I forget my rulings on that, but in my world, if you've attuned to
It
something, you
does,
know how.
unless there's like
Some secret hidden
plot
perks.
points.
Yeah,
Plot
there are
points
some
are
times
things that they
where-
unlock
yeah,
over time.
I shall
Yeah, exactly.
affix it to my belt next to my katana.
So yeah, you can attune to that after, through a long rest, and yeah, it's quite a light hilt.
Yeah, so
There is no
I don't know
blade
how-
to it. It's just a hilt.
yeah, I don't know how we're getting this tree down then.
I have an idea.
Hadron's already tying rope around it.
Be my guest, get started. I'm gonna sit and watch.
Healing itself.
To that battle axe and just leave it there.
Oh my god, I'm such a dumbass. Sorry. I'm the dumbest
Marin,
fucking person.
Marin, you're not that bad. Come on.
No. It's Curls realizing how dumb
I
she
know.
is.
I know, I'm still making character because Marin's a little bitch.
That's very fair and a correct reaction to her presence. Cannot regain hit points. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you
Wait, what?
start doing damage to it, Marin may do something that will say out of character.
Out of character.
Marin will not
Geo
communicate.
touch.
Yeah, I have Geotouch. I forgot about that. I can
Great
stop
valve.
things healing. I was like, oh, it heals itself. What a problem. If only there was some way we could fix that.
I'm gonna,
Roman Nomarin once again from the ether.
I'm gonna pull out a dagger and pull out my silver short sword and just try cutting the tree with both. And just to see if it is the fact that it's silvered, which makes it easier to cut.
I've noticed that music on, which I find very funny.
We face the dreaded tree.
Oh no, it's the door of our
Yeah, I was gonna say
campaign.
trees are.
Doors and chairs and trees.
Yeah.
Trees are the root of it because everything's made out of wood.
Shut the fuck up.
you carve into this tree. And
Oh, you've gone a bit robotic there.
Everyone went a bit robotic-y there.
That must have been Discord then. Yeah, we didn't hear any of that now.
Oh, hang on. I think we're still
Hang on.
still bad.
Cthulhu, I need you to chill for 5 minutes. We need him for a while.
Yeah, I think we're back. Then we're good.
Still does my
It's still. Okay, he's gone like it. Rip.
How's that?
Hello.
How's that?
testing.
Temporarily change.
Change the
server.
region again.
Yeah.
We're back.
Fair enough.
Okay.
It's me.
I've changed the server region, so hopefully that helps.
What happened when I cut the tree? That's where we left off.
Yeah. Do you carve anything special into it, like a
Mordecai
heart
was
with
there.
Mordecai and Juju's name in it? Or...
No. It's just literally seeing what cuts for it easier.
Okay. Well, so it was just a regular blade and a silver.
Yeah, it's a dagger and a silver short sword.
The dagger doesn't seem to cut it at all. The silver short sword seems to cut it, but it's still not.
Yeah.
It still just heals it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay,
John.
up on way.
Yes.
I have a plan. I don't know if it
What
will
is
work.
your
but-
plan?
Is this tree on a hill or is it downhill?
As you can see on the map, you are on the map. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the hill, right?
Yeah, remember to
Proper-
do
Yeah,
that.
it's on a hill.
Yeah, you're on a rather large, sort of flattish area on top of. It's mostly the same elevation.
So the stone wall and the tree are at the same height.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like a plateau.
Yes.
Never mind then. I thought that was a hill bit and it was coming down. Never mind. That's not going to work.
Yeah. The two wider parts are a little elevated, but not like hugely huge.
Are you thinking because we're somewhat on a hill, Spook, and the roots would be buried in, that you could yank it off from the side and because it'd be at a bit of a...
Originally, I was going to try and roll rocks down the hill into it, but if we can get some of the sizable rocks and tie a rope around it and the tree, we could get the rocks to do most of the pulling for us if we were to shove it off the edge.
I can turn into something heavy too as well to help.
The more weight we can stick on the end of the rope, the better.
Thrack on one rope, me on the other, bunch of boulders, go. Run. Doom, 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 doom.
For some reason, I just pictured you tying Sarah to a rope and just yeeting her.
She just bounces at the end of the rope and then falls flat.
It's like the world's worst slingshot. Bing, dong. Our child is dead.
Should we give it a go?
What, yeeting Sarah?
No! Don't kick the baby!
I'll kick that baby.
Okay, let's
Kick the baby.
let's go and pick the biggest rock that's up there by the wall.
Just because.
You know what?
Just
What's even bigger than a rock? A statue.
a thrack.
Oh my god, yes, the statue. Can we lift that statue?
I believe
The
that was
wooden
made
statue?
of wicker. Yeah, it was like wood.
Is it a wicker statue?
It was a
It's a wooden
wood-esque
statue.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Because Sarah is bored at this point in time, she's just gonna shoot a little sunbolt blast at the tree just because she's bored. Just a little.
Okay, you do that. It doesn't like it, but it heals.
I will. Every time someone from now on does something, I will get it.
She's gonna chill touch it.
Okay.
Just to see if it will stop
Okay, do you-
it healing.
Shall we say you did that with the sunbolt?
I believe she says she's every.
Okay. Yeah. Use
It's a
your
cantrip,
touch,
So I can do it whenever I see it. Go for it.
Yes, it doesn't seem to heal quite as well for about 6 seconds, and then
Should we have a look for one of the biggest rocks then?
You have to remember these rocks attract lightning.
No, the ones
Might
around,
help.
the ones that make up the walled area, not one of the huge rocks down below.
Know what happens to a tree when it's hit by lightning?
I imagine this tree has been struck by
The
lightning
same thing that
several
happens
times.
to everything else.
I don't think the lightning necessarily
Don't.
has done anything. If lightning killed this thing, it doesn't seem to care.
It's a tree, not a frog.
Actually, as you say this, lightning strikes another one of the old gravestone things.
The ones around the edge.
Yep.
One of these ones, yeah. But there's no lightning that's really hitting these ones. These ones are just wall rocks, aren't they? They're nothing particularly special.
Has anyone like investigated this area?
The lightning.
Shroud statue.
The lightning hits to the west.
Already investigated.
Hang on a second.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
As the lightning hits, you can see to the fog to the west. As you look into the west into the curtain of fog, you see a white fortress on a hill above a great city. The city appears quite distant, maybe a mile away. Fog obscures all detail, but you can hear what sounds like the echoes of a church bell. And then, after the light sort of dims from the lightning again, that image disappears from the fog.
To the west, yeah?
We were told about this.
Yes. We were told no matter what we saw to go there.
Told to cut out or everything. You just.
We were told there was a fake city in the fog.
Yeah, my notes say mirage, nothing more.
Thank you for reminding me.
So yeah, Nemo, we're gonna go rock hunting.
Alright, you go rock hunting. I'll say for the sake of time, because you're in no rush to get anywhere, are you? You're rushing this?
We want to get back to.
No, we're trying to be more German. We're being very efficient.
No, we want to get back to town before nightfall. I don't know what time it is now.
I can tell you exactly what time it is.
We started in the morning.
What time
I
is
have a
it?
druid with you.
Showtime!
Different song, but okay.
It only took about like an hour or two to get here. We've not been here long. We left in the
About
morning.
7 a.m.
Oh, then we're not in a rush.
In other notes, you've been in Barovia for about a week now.
No place like home.
It's been a week and I don't like it.
I would say I miss the sun, but I have sunlight sensitivity, so I don't.
You chose a hell of a campaign to pick a character with sunlight sensitivity.
I know! If I'd played a rogue, I'd be so broken!
Instantly wishes I was playing Drow.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I've got a Drow cleric that I've been dying to play.
Drow cleric burn this place to the ground.
I'm playing funnily enough, I'm playing a Drow Gloomstalker in AJ's campaign, which also doesn't have sunlight. It's great.
If we can stay on topic for 5 minutes,
Sorry.
knocking this tree down is taking us about an hour.
Spooks, you know us. You know who we are.
We're Team Tangent.
Do you know who we are?
In all
This
seriousness.
will take a while. I'll make 2 of you make strength checks and 2 of you make intelligence checks to see how long this.
I'll make none of those checks.
I've been doing some measuring on the map. For fuck's sake, you guys! Oh my god! We don't have enough rope to get to the
blue,
edge.
so there's this.
I don't care anymore. I don't care. Do
We
whatever.
don't have enough
I'm going
rope.
to get a cup of tea. Fuck it.
No, come back!
I don't care. I'm not playing a smart character anymore. It's fucking pointless.
Or can I have a cup of tea too then? Right,
Okay.
he was saying something about rope.
We've not got
Yeah,
enough
we-
rope.
Not got enough rope.
Enough.
With
I did the math on that, and unless depending on what your intelligence check was, I was just going to see if you were going to tie it and only figure this out hours down the line. But he's actually cleverer than I. So
Wow.
yes, as you
Curse
said,
blue, Spook's natural intelligence.
How about we
your
just
rope.
all grab the rope?
So
and
I
pull?
won't actually waste a whole bunch of your time because Spook is actually very clever. You don't actually have enough rope to roll rocks down the side this way. You've actually predetermined that thanks to Juju's insight.
He says you were right, hon.
How about we just tie rope, then we pull the rope? How about we burn the... I throw an alchemist fire.
It won't kill it. We talked about that.
I was gonna never.
Let's kill.
After this, Nemo.
Sodala talking about.
Everything's breaking up.
The Discord thing went red there for a minute.
Hello?
so
There we
that's
go.
good. I've changed
There
it
we
back again to see if
Well,
that helps.
Sorry.
That might be what it takes.
Yeah, I think currently what was happening was a lot of us were like lagging, so we were trying to talk over each other when we didn't intend it.
No worries.
Yeah.
But yes, I would like to throw alchemist fire at the tree.
I'm gonna let Kay do this dumb thing before I do the thing that I think might be smart.
Thank you.
I'm assuming you're using Chill Touch with the Alchemist Fire.
Sure. I don't think it will affect anything, but I will try.
You do it. You throw the alchemist fire.
Yep.
It burns. It stinks. It's horrible. And it heals much slower for the next 6 seconds.
Cool. Fire does a thing,
Or
guys.
healing any damage.
I have
I think I
already
know what I-
explained to you.
Well, I'll actually do something better than that.
I'm gonna walk up. I don't know. This might be a poor decision, but there's only one way to find out.
No such thing as a poor decision. Go for it.
I disagree. I'm not attuned to it. I'm gonna pull out the vampire stuff and see if
Right.
the tree reacts to it in the similar way that the twig blights did.
You pull out the stick, and the tree isn't animate,
Stick.
so it doesn't actually react in any way
It doesn't
to
seem
anything.
to react.
It's being cut and all sorts of things, and you can't. It's not. It doesn't seem
Use
animate in
this.
any way. So, for all you know, it's horrified of that thing, or it could think it's its lover. Right? It's a tree.
That's kind of terrifying, actually, with what I already know.
You can try using the staff on the tree.
I could try. I'm not attuned to it and don't know what it does.
Try just tapping the gem in the tree with stuff.
We
I'm
can't
gonna try
reach it.
tapping-
It's bedded deep in.
First,
Yeah, but you can
with
see
You
it.
can sort of see little bits of holes. You could. You try to shove. You could try to shove the stick in there, but it's not. The holes aren't.
yeah.
You can.
I'm just
The only
gonna
reason
like
you know the gem's there is because you can see the light coming from it.
I'm gonna try and cast through it because I feel like if it can do something very dangerous, I'm gonna find out very quickly.
I'll take
Uh,
10 feet
You
away
try to
from-
cast with it. It doesn't seem to be a traditional spell casting focus, so it doesn't.
Yeah, it's got
You cast.
like innate spells probably. How long does it take to change to a thing? An hour?
A short rest.
Nemo
I could.
can almost-
Got a long rest, yep.
Okay. Well, can we take it? So we have a late breakfast early lunch.
Should we do the rest so that you can attune to the staff and Spook can attune?
He can
to
attune
we-
to Sun Sword.
Because we're drawing a blank on all of these ideas at the moment.
What should we
I
try
can
the thing
attune to
and
my
then give it up?
new spear.
I'm going back to looking at what spells I can use.
Okay.
Yeah, me
Okay, are we
too.
taking short rest then?
Yes.
I'm gonna before I do that, I'm gonna very quickly look around this area with the Strahd statue and just see if there's anything that's like, to destroy the tree, do this.
Can I assist her in that?
God knows. Obvious clues can be missed.
Oh, tea.
Oh, tea.
Carls, I feel like that was a direct call out.
It was slightly.
I'm not playing the Tinkerer or the Investigator in the fucking campaign, or the Blood Hunter with the fine nose, or the Massive Pass
This
Perception
be-
Druid. I'm just a boy.
Investigation or perception? Those things. But that's what I said I'm doing.
I will assist you regardless.
I think Nemo might be dead.
Nemo?
Nemo.
Nemo? Nemo.
Nemo.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. DM.
I was going for Demon.
D-Man.
Demon.
Sorry, I was
Nemo?
typing something.
Nemo.
First of all, Hen, we think you're very smart, and Nemo, acknowledge that you came up with the right idea. Also,
you saved us.
we're probably going to take a short rest so that people can attune to things because we're running out of ideas.
Is,
In other words,
there?
Spook, as always,
I
you were
wouldn't tell
right.
him.
He's there, but
You've got a
Can't hear
mouthful
me?
of cake. He can hear you.
I was actually gonna. The whole point of rolling the strength and the intelligence check was to see if you waste a bunch of time. Because I actually checked, and I was like, that rope's not going to work. But yeah, the only reason we didn't hear you was because I think we're talking over each other because of lag. But you actually did have the right idea. You saved everyone several hours potentially of wasting a bunch of time, depending on what their roles were.
I was a military man, although I don't remember it.
I was gonna say you have amnesia. How do you know these things?
Yeah, so
I
we're going to
remember
take a
that
short
I have
rest.
amnesia.
I
If
caught
you
a
want-
gremlin!
Yeah, we saw him walk into the room and no one noticed.
Yeah, me and Kay just here giggling in the corner.
Oh no!
I updated your blood spear. You've attuned to the thingy stuff.
Yeah.
The hell staff?
Spook, we're short resting if you're no return.
Yes.
I'm gonna quickly look around here before I issue into the vampire stuff.
I tell you what. While everyone is, what Hayden's going to do is during a short rest, he's going to give everyone a good berry, and he's going to be doing the perception check and keeping watch while everyone is resting.
I will take 2 good berries, please.
I'm just rolling some hit dice.
Everyone gets a good berry.
Key points.
I need 2 though.
You get 2.
Short
Everyone
rest.
gets 1 minimum.
I'm actually fine.
I'll put my good berry in my pocket.
Awesome. So yeah.
Oh boy.
Spook, that mug should have been put into storage 4 months ago.
Yeah, well, it would have done, but Blue keeps putting every mug that we drink out of in the dishwasher rather than just rinsing it and leaving it on the dishwasher. On the
Damn.
That's
Efficient
because we
roast.
drink so much tea, we would rapidly run out of space in the sink, and we frequently do run out of space in the sink. Why did we buy a dishwasher
We're
and not to put the things in?
In the middle of D&D, please, God.
Alright.
Not even going to begin to go into what's wrong with that.
Spook, she's the woman, let her take control of the kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, why you're laughing? That was an insult.
Okay. Back in the room. Short rest. Done.
Everything is fine.
See, I know for a
Don't
fact-
worry.
Now, because he's typing and he has push to talk on, which is terrifying.
A lot of things are about to happen at once.
Yes.
Don't worry, everything is fine.
I'm sure attuning in Barovia to this vampire stuff, everything will be fine.
Definitely not cursed.
Be sure to
I mean,
tell us if you feel
If I'm not cursed
told me
already,
to
my
find a
dude.
spear.
Be sure to tell us if you feel any sudden change of alignment.
You know I absolutely
I certainly want to stab babies.
Curls, that should be in your magic item.
Thank you. Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
I mean,
Did you see? Oh, that.
I mean, I found this blood spear that a voice told me to find.
Right.
You're yet to tell us this in character.
Yeah. Great.
Do you want me to show them this? Do you want to share this information about these weapons? Because I can do, but it's
No, I want them to know absolutely nothing about this. Thank you.
Thank you, Carls.
Actually, yeah, no. Mine's kind of great.
Good job, Carl.
I can put thingy in Dread Souls though. Just so you know.
yeah, if you want to link the image, do it in Dread Souls. But
Will do.
Like, it's too hard to do in Roll20.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
no.
Nice.
Okay, yep, I've given you magic items. Was there something else I was doing? Because
I was giving everyone a good berry and doing perception checks, which I did so well in Nemo. Tell me everything I saw.
It's not a
You
tree.
include wave in this good berry thing, I imagine.
Yes, we made a point to give him one too.
Where did you perception? Yeah, oh, here we go.
Yeah, man. Tell me everything I saw. I saw everything. I saw Strahd in his castle having a wank. Tell me.
Yeah, you rolled a 5. It says here. Is that correct?
Yep,
You rolled a
I
one.
saw everything.
Yeah.
I know everything that's going on.
You saw everything at once, which turns into a big brown muck. Or you just stuck your face in mud. I'm not sure which. One or the other.
Ooh, that's cool.
What about mine? Any better? I'm looking around this area with the Strahd statue to see if there's any information of note. Specifically looking for writing, probably.
Seems to be made out of wood. You don't know enough about wood to know what kind.
Is there like a plinth below the statue, or is it just the statue?
Nope. Just a wooden statue.
Yeah, so now you can see why I told everyone you shouldn't touch that stick. God damn.
It looks a lot like the tree since it's got blood at the bottom.
And now I'm attuned to it.
It looks dope. I love it.
It very much adds to my overall aesthetic, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's got a real cool vibe to it.
really does. Additional Curl's vibe is that there's a special condition for what happens when this is burned, so...
What if I was just gonna chill? Not wait for someone who's stronger to deal with the tree.
Does Juju get his sword?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing.
Oh yeah, the Sunblade! That little thing!
That we definitely aren't going to need very much an end game.
Also, I'm having the hilarious thought of Hadrian just like getting speakable plants at 3rd level, just kicking the tree and going, "Oi, follow, you wanker!" Because when you have to talk to Nemo's animals or plants, you have to go Aussie. Right, you fucking cunt!
Hadrian would never swear at a tree, no matter how evil.
I would.
You don't know my fucking character.
I am well enough.
Yeah, bold of you to assume.
You can make an educated guess.
And get a very, very inaccurate response.
Stop poking it, it's really off-putting.
I'm really scared to find out what it's
I need to whisper to Spook.
Goodbye, my friend. It's not the end.
Who do I drag down for this? I forget.
You have to drag down both Blue and Spook, but Blue already has her headset off.
Hello.
Hi.
You feel... Why do I hear Blue?
You can hear Blue because it's the same microphone, but she's got her headset off. She's eating.
Okay,
I've
you
also turned
hear...
the volume down, so I can't hear it.
You feel a sentience coming from this sword. It expresses to you only an emotion. It gives you the emotion of relief for being found, and also a desire for revenge. The feeling, you get this feeling, and you recognize this feeling because you've been in the presence of this feeling before. The thing it wants revenge against is Strahd. Any questions?
No, that seems pretty self-explanatory. Okay. Does it it's just a feeling. Nothing else, just a feeling.
Yeah, it seems to only be able to express emotion to you.
Okay. That's fair. Okay.
Alright, I'll take you back.
That's what we've done. They return.
Hello!
Hello.
Are you dead?
I don't know, I wasn't listening.
Are you dead, Spook? Oh. Something He-Man!
By the power of Grayskull!
Are we rested?
Yes, I'm still working on it, but you'll see a magical item thing in your thing.
God bless you for doing the amount of shit I know you're doing behind that screen right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we all know it.
We spiritually feel that pain.
I don't.
Has anyone got
I've been
anything
for
that
months.
can help this problem? Or nah?
No. Unless I rest and get like long rest and get a bunch of shit, literally nothing.
Dare I
And you
ask what you're
witness-
laughing at?
You witness Spook lose 10 years of his life.
The fact that Curls went, have we got anything to do about this? Spook went, and Das went, no! And you just saw Spook just die a little.
Sucks, doesn't it, buddy?
Don't even care.
Honey,
Love
what
you
do
too.
What do you have to contribute with your wonderful sword?
Nothing, I'm just...
God damn it, Das, why are you like this?
Or just... Some plot hooks are best left unhooked.
We all know I'm a cunt and badly time everything. Spook,
No, but
I'm
really,
sorry.
we need the seed that's in this tree.
Yeah.
Maybe
Spook,
it's better off there. Maybe it deserves. Maybe it's a chance for it to be free.
Don't be so salty.
Don't be me. Don't be salty. Be the better man. I apologize. I did not mean to talk over you. And yes, Kay, you're right. It's not difficult to be better than me.
I didn't say anything!
If everyone's pressure will mean that he has to fill the silence.
Yes, Spook, you have the Sun Sword.
Have an idea to take this tree down.
Go for it, Juju.
So, if it's so big and bulky that it's difficult for us to move on its own, and digging it up could take a long time, what if we use some of our magic and some of our tools to cut down one of the other trees, and we can use it as a battering ram?
That seems real
clever.
Because
that's
some
not
of
what I was
these
gonna
trees
say.
look pretty big, so I'm thinking they might
This-
have pretty big trunks, and
That's
there's
what
some
I'm the
pretty big
brains.
people from us. Even if it's just let's say three of us pushing, three of us, using the battering ram.
Thing is, I do have powerful build, which means I carry twice as much as I should be allowed to with my strength, so I can help with that to the decent
Are we
level
having this
of a normal
conversation
fighter.
Go for
in
it.
character?
Yes, always.
Okay.
I'm quite
My-
large, so I can assist it.
We'll go for it.
Sheepishly kind of puts her hand and just... I have a feeling that part of our
Tonight's
is
gonna
going
be a
to
good
be
night.
that this tree is very large and heals itself, but also that I'm reasonably sure that it has some amount of consciousness.
Alright. How'd you know that?
Good consciousness.
No, absolutely not.
Oh,
Like, you can
that's
hear
fine.
us. Sure, you
I don't know about that. But, yeah. And I don't know how much that's going to affect our strategy, but there is something happening in that tree.
My main aim wasn't to hurt it, like as in cut it, because it seems to heal. But if we hit it with enough,
Hit it with
force and
such
uproot
force.
it, I don't think it can. Well, we haven't seen it reroot itself.
That's true. We haven't even attempted to really unroot it yet, so yeah.
Have you made it so that does your sword, I assume your sword does the Sun Sword, does it have a blade now, or can you use it? Have you tried?
I press the Jedi activation noise button.
Feel free to link the picture of the Sun Sword at your leisure.
I think
Oh,
everyone.
Know what that looks like.
Everyone with a DM's guide has looked.
I think you
at
know
it
what a
with DM's guide.
Sunblade looks like.
I don't, because I deliberately don't look at these things.
These are different things, folk.
That's new artwork. I've seen the first one because
Wait, which one have I got then?
Whatever Nemo gave you,
there's two.
Yeah,
specifically.
The point is that when you attune to it, there's more elements to this, but it does have the stats of a Sunblade, but it's a Sun Sword that you.
Oh, I see. So it's just okay.
Oh, it's just got unique artwork.
Okay, that's cool.
It is
there's
the
probably-
Barovia.
There's possibly more to it, but you do or don't know.
The Sun Sword is very different to a Sunblade.
Me and Dash do and don't know exactly what you're talking about.
It's alright. He put
Just like
two-
when names got dropped at the start of this campaign.
There were two handouts in his thing, and he was like, "Which one is it?"
Ah, sorry.
The Sun Sword is a unique.
Oh
Sunblade,
my
basically.
god!
It's just the Sunblade. It's got all the stats of the Sunblade, but this one's the Sun Sword.
It just
Oh,
has a
mama.
different,
Yeah.
it just has a different
Jesus
name
Christ.
for the purpose of this campaign.
Yeah.
That is literally the opposite of what I just received.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Sun Blade I'm familiar with because I photoshopped one for Nerin in Blood and Sand.
You gave him gay colors.
I gave him my
Marin
colours.
just kind of gestures as if to say, "Go to town."
Okay, guys, just
So just saying, if the sword is essentially on fire constantly, gonna be a bit harder to heal from that because it will just keep burning. So
Stab in and
can
just
you try
twist
and cut
around
through
it.
the tree
Not a
with
bad
that
idea.
because it'll.
There's nothing on it that says that it sets things on fire.
Juju. As your Lord and Protector, I command you to attack the tree with your sword.
As you wish.
I'll chill touch to help, but I will do it like away from where he's stabbing because it will affect the whole thing. But just so it doesn't either, it makes.
You know what? Just for the hell of it, if he's doing that and she's just doing that, I'm going to throw a frostbite in on top of it as well. Let's throw everything at this bastard.
I'm specifically using Chill Touch because it's
I'm gonna
healing.
watch.
I know, but I'm also just going to throw a damage thing into it that doesn't cost me any resources.
I mean, if we're all just going to
what
pile
spell are you
in,
using,
I'll
sorry?
do a little breath blast.
You
What
do a
spell
pepper
are you
break.
using, sorry?
I'm just using frostbite. I'm just using a frost spell, just my cantrip.
I'm using Chill Touch again just to hope healing.
That should be an additional d6. I'll just.
You're making a mess of this thing, and there is blood seeping out all over the place. It is still ever so slowly healing. You feel like you could do this, but this is going to take a while. It's very reluctant to die in this fashion.
How is
Like-
it reacting to the Sunblade sword?
It seems to be burning it. It seems to be hurting it as much as
Okay.
magical weapon too. It doesn't seem to be taking any special damage, unlike when the axe was embedded to it. It really didn't seem to like that.
Can I try and slice a branch off? 'Cause I know we've cut into it and it's healed the cut, but what happens if we slice part of it off? Will it then regenerate that branch, or?
Yep, you lob a branch off,
Yep.
one of the thinner parts, and branch falls off and sort of it sits on the ground for a bit, but slowly just sort of dissolves into a bloody mess.
Nice,
And it
classic.
does seem to regrow that.
Interesting. Don't know if that helped at all. Carry on, guys.
But you are if you spend enough time in this, you're pretty sure you can cut this tree in half.
Okay, shall we just commit?
Does it seem like it would take less time if we just specifically tried to get access to the gem, not try and destroy the tree? Like if we tried to carve an area, pull the gem out, for example. If we focused in that area.
I imagine you can try.
I think we should just commit and try.
I mean, if we just throw as much damage but in one place.
For anybody who's interested, the Sunblade is actually a finesse weapon.
Oh, I should have kept it. Shit.
It's one of those. It's one of those
Fuck you,
weapons that
Mordecai.
I did that. This one.
give you an idea. It's just basically the protagonist weapon. It just means like somebody can use this. Somebody can.
In a hilarious turn of fate, so could I use it?
I really wanted to keep it, but I would never use it.
I probably could not.
Also,
because I'm
it
not
fits
proficient.
better for Juju anyway.
I think you are. More than you
So
think.
you're focusing on the gem, right? Is this what you're doing?
We're trying to get access to it. We're not trying to destroy the gem
I think
itself.
we
We're
should
trying to
just
like
try.
make like a hole big enough that one of us can like grab the gem real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna Qui-Gon Jinn
you
this
start-
then. Turn it on. I'm gonna stab it into the tree, and I'm gonna literally try and cut a hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw Chill Blast at
That's the
it.
aesthetic.
Lightsaber through
Uh,
a door.
I'll
Like,
do some radiant bolts.
A little red dot shows up and you do death blow it, but apparently this thing has like 10 billion red dots.
So many life bars. How many times do I have to stealth kill this thing?
Exactly. But anyway, you tried to do this, and as you're doing it, you think you're making some progress, but you can't really see what you're doing for a second because it's just a big mess of blood and all that sort of thing. And you pull the blade away, sort of like when you're, trying to hack away at something and to have a good look and see how you're going. And you can see the gem seems to be sinking down further down the trunk, as if it's trying to suck the gem further in as you're doing this,
this
trying to
fuck.
avoid you getting to it.
Just cut the tree down, someone.
Okay, I will
We'll-
then start
yeah.
to try and actually cut it from the base.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
cast Chill Blast ad infinitum, so
Same, I can
I'll
keep
just
doing
keep
these
throwing
radiant
it.
blasts just infinitely.
What I'm actually going to do to help is while they're cutting it, I am going to take the form of a brown, like the biggest bear I can. I'm going to check real quick if I can turn into a black bear, or a brown bear, which is a bigger bastard than a black. Real quick, give me a second.
How are you going to try pulling the tree while I'm cutting it?
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'm pushing.
because I think the reason we've been reluctant to try pulling this tree is because not a lot of us are very strong.
I'm gonna
But
start.
Grab the rope
combined,
and tie it around and
yeah,
circle it.
combined, we might be able to do this.
I'm just gonna start cutting off branches, hoping it
I'm helping.
Redirects his energy elsewhere.
it redirects some of its regeneration energy.
Hadrian and Thrak pulling on the tree. We have the two spellcasters shooting it. I'm cutting it at the base. The ranger is cutting branches off of it. He's trimming it like
And
a
Sarah's
bonsai tree.
spitting at it.
I'm gonna
He's just
I'm
doing
gonna
a bit of
prune the
pruning.
tree.
Okay.
Yeah, I currently actually, real quick, I do need to check that.
Still only do CR half.
Still? Oh fuck! I thought it was a quarter. Never. Right? Yeah. So it's gonna be the brown bear because that's the biggest I can.
No,
or sorry,
no,
black bear. Black bear.
No, I think there might be things that you can turn into that have higher strength if strength is what you want. For,
Yeah, basically.
Let's see.
That he knows about.
Challenge
is
Yeah. Things like wolves and things like that. But
Challenge rating half.
Do you ever get that feeling that like there's gotta be an easier way to do this?
Interesting, a warhorse is a challenge rating half and has a strength of 18. That I think is the
I was
strongest.
going to
That
guess
is the
a warhorse,
strongest
but
thing
I
that
didn't
you
want to
can
feed it
change
to you.
into.
I've definitely encountered a warhorse, so I'm gonna turn to a warhorse and just put the front two hooves at the high point. Using like a leverage thing, and I'm pushing like a mo.
Well,
Or, yeah.
Somewhere distantly strong.
horses are better at pulling things, so if you join Thrak in pulling the rope,
Yeah, if we get some rope and have the
horses
two
are a
of you pull.
beast for pulling shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tie me to a thing like that as well, and we'll both pull while you cut.
So if Hadrian's at the end of the rope,
Warhorse,
and
18.
then
And this is going to help. Now, I want you to guess, just randomly, nominate two of you, because this has all worked to a certain degree, but the results of this is sort of going to depend on a roll, but I'm not going to have you all roll because that will start getting ridiculous. So, two of you who you feel are contributing the most, I would like you to make a roll that's appropriate to what you're doing.
I say Juju with his sword and
then-
Marion with her chill touch. Spellcasters, and then we've got the warhorse and Thrak.
Two of us are
pulling.
rolling.
So that's the choice.
I'd say it's probably me and
Hey.
Hadrian.
Mordecai's doing some savage work for these guys.
Making the tree lighter.
Oh, don't
to
worry,
pull.
Mordecai is helping just as much as Sarah is.
Okay.
all I'm
Mordecai-
doing is casting a cantrip to try and prevent it from healing. Really.
I think Juju should be one of the rolls,
Definitely.
and then one of the pullers should be the other role.
Okay.
Right, what's your strength, buddy?
Knows.
Juju, you make a attack roll, and whoever's doing the pull, make an athletics check.
Can that be with advantage for an assist because two of them are doing it?
Both of you do assist. Do advantage, rather.
All right, let me check real quick on the warhorse's stats. They
18.
don't have.
19.
I know, just checking in case they have a proficiency.
Well, it's an athletics check, so not a strength roll.
Don't
Straight.
know.
So whoever's more got a high athletic skill.
Yeah, which is a
I only have a.
you still
Yeah,
use the horse's strength though, don't you?
I have a
Yeah,
plus
but-
4 to mine. He has a 5 total, and he can. I could be assisting him with it.
So,
So
Thrak.
it's,
Yeah, no,
it's
no,
really
no,
just.
Oh yeah,
at this-
Dark do it then.
So Juju and Frog.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I believe in you, boys. Go ahead.
You can do it. We can't be defeated by a fucking
Okay,
tree.
Just so you're aware, Nemo, just to explain how that's set up.
Oh god!
The first radiant damage is the damage plus my strength and whatnot.
It's,
second
the
one's
damage
for-
doesn't matter. It's the hit that I'm worried about.
No,
It's just
I mean
a roll.
like for future when we're fighting shit. The second one is just for undead.
Yep, gotcha.
Why are my rolls such shit?
You have not rolled.
You have
Okay,
been rolling very
um,
bad this evening. Why did we let you do this?
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
The people who are, well, it's mostly just Juju that's in direct melee with this thing, besides the little flappy demon thing who's pulling off things. You are completely drenched head to toe. So over the next hour, all of you are just sort of wailing on this thing, and blood is just spewing out of this tree. It's a mess. Fortunately, your skin was already red, so it's not too much of a problem. But yeah, and you're finally cutting the tree in half, and you realise through all the blood and mess that you can see the gem. It's right there, but you're sort of chasing it because it's getting sucked into the very roots of this tree as it's resisting hard. And unfortunately, if you were just a little faster, you think you could have gotten it, but it sucks it just past your reach as the tree is decapitated in half. But the gem is in the roots now.
Poo.
God damn it!
So close.
I'm still a fucking horse. Let's tie some stuff around the trunk and yank that cunt out. Now it's a lot. It's a lot lighter.
Yeah, if we
let's do this very quickly before it starts healing, please.
Yes,
we dug a hole
this now.
underneath. We dug a hole
I'm
underneath
imagining
it. So
you're
if we
going to
start...
just keep casting Chill Touch to stop it.
It's a cantrip, and I'm literally sat on the floor, expending no additional energy other than just
yes,
throwing this cantrip out over and over.
As the rope, yeah, the tree sort of comes loose and there's blood everywhere and it's being messed. The axe falls to the ground, but yeah, it is starting to heal up from being a stump.
Okay, so since there's the hole in the ground where people have dug up these swords, I'm going to try digging a hole on the other side so that we can sort of loop the rope underneath it and yank it out. So I'm going to start digging on the other side.
If we get Hadron on the rope, then pulling it, if like me, Thrak, and Mordecai actually try pulling the tree from like all sides, just trying to lift it up while he's doing the pulling to pull it away from the ground, we might be able to shift it.
Yeah.
I will say this note now, Sarah, as you start digging up the root and start wrapping a rope around it, you will notice this visibly. Even as you've digged up one root, the healing has started to slow down.
Hey, keep digging!
The more you loosen this thing from the dirt, the less it's very unhappy.
That would make fucking sense.
That makes sense.
Because it's a tree!
It's a tree!
It's a plant! Of course we were supposed to uproot it!
Should we try and do it from the
We're doing it now, we're doing it now! It doesn't
That's what
matter.
I said from the
It doesn't matter!
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
We continue to uproot the tree.
I was ordered to
by the
attack
way-
the tree. I wanted to hit it with a tree.
You wanted to get your frustrations out on a tree, it's fair.
No, he told me to do it.
I'm gonna keep digging at the roots.
If he told you to jump off a
Okay,
cliff, would
you
you do it?
start
Yes.
digging up the root, and
That's my whole
Actually,
character.
as you clear one root, it's starting to heal slower. As you clear a second root, and it's because you've got ropes and all that sort of thing, it's started to loosen and all that. It's pretty much stopped healing, especially with that chill touch going. Third
You're
root, it's completely stopped healing, and the whole thing is starting to wither.
Ooh.
And suddenly the tree is starting to come out real easy. And yeah, over the next 10 minutes of just digging at this thing, because every time you start removing dirt from this thing, it's just getting easier and easier to pull at this thing, and it basically just pops out.
So my
And,
original thought that I didn't explain to the party, but I could turn to something with a digging ability, like a badger, might have actually helped a lot.
Yeah.
Just got fuck
Yeah.
you.
Hindsight's beautiful, but we're here now.
We got there in
Yeah,
the
so
end.
over the course of 10 minutes, and I say 10 minutes because digging takes a while, but especially as you're pulling at this thing,
It's getting progressively easier.
yeah, it's getting progressively easier, and you already had to sort of pilot hole because of that digging the sword out. But yeah, just easier and easier. It just pops out. It actually stays like a pretty pathetic looking tree. It stops bleeding and everything, and the gem just sort of falls out of it.
Go and pick up the gem.
I
If I-
am
If I
steaming
try and
currently.
do the dumb thing again and try and cut it, does the same thing happen?
You try to cut it.
No, if I do the thing I did earlier that ended really badly for me.
You try, but as when you normally try to communicate with
Inanimate
wood,
things.
nothing happens.
Hallelujah! Fuck that thing.
I'm gonna go check out
Locks
that.
back up.
I am.
I've mastered. Ow.
Sarah
Give
looks
you an
very
idea-
pleased with herself, but she's now mostly brown rather than yellow.
Yeah. I described Hadron's draft horse form because he's been a fucking draft horse in armor, basically, for this. He's just silvered, grayed, like colored, almost like a misty kind of thing with the wisps of hair at the back for its ridiculously big ass mane. And he's basically like a racehorse currently. There's just steam and steam and steam just pouring off him.
If I look around, is anyone watching this comedy of errors?
Roll a perception check.
Strahd in the tree pissing himself.
Oh, and honest to God, if Strahd's watching this, he's having a time of his goddamn
Every
unlife.
time Strahd finds us, we look so unintimidating.
Bold of you to assume we ever look intimidating. I just tried to cast a spell instead of do this, which is
Fuck
very
you, Strahd!
telling.
So I'm just checking to make
Nope,
sure it's coming up.
I'm busy.
You don't see anything.
I've been busy casting Shield Touch. I don't have time to see things.
I change back from my horse form into Hadron form. The rope falls away from me, and I'm going.
Someone pick up that gem before someone else steals it.
I did say I was picking up gem.
Yep.
You said you were going to the
Already
gem.
has.
Fuck you.
Oh, should I pick it up?
Oh, fuck me. Krauser, it doesn't matter what campaign you are. It's a shiny thing. Mine.
Oh no, we're there for
You need to
gems,
play a
so-
fucking Kenku Magpie.
Oh, speaking of Kenku.
But yes, all that is left is a whole bunch of sickly-looking blood, sad-looking roots of a tree, and it's very, very tiny compared to what it used to be. It seemed to like very wither as you're pulling it out, but it is a normal tree now. And also the axe sort of floating in the pool of blood.
I do pick up the.
Fuck that.
And also
It was no good against the
also
tree.
the pool
Axe
of
drops
blood,
the
there's
floor.
this skeleton that was there earlier that sort of floated. And I don't mean floating because this place has become a mud pit with holes and everything, and it's just bloody mud.
Blood swamp.
Yep.
I'm going to
Created
be
a new
producing
area.
flame. I'm going to be producing flame to dispose of the remnants of this vile tree creature.
Yep, you burn away the wood.
This creature.
It's yeah. The blood doesn't burn so easy, but it is seeping into the ground. But you do burn the wood, and yeah, it burns quite normally, as you'd expect.
Well, that was easy. Juju, you okay there?
I am fine, master.
Every part of you is covered in blood because you were
Blood,
just right
mud,
there.
Sweat.
I'm like the only one who's fine because I can cast Chill Touch from 120 foot
Well, the other
away.
thing was ropes and sunblast that, which was all distance. So besides your tiefling who has a little bit of blood from pulling off those twigs and stuff, all of you are pretty blood free, except for Juju, which is just head to toe in every crevice, all in everything where you don't want it.
I'm
Probably
just
got a little
steam-
bit just because of how much was on the ground when I started digging, but
Dead
Oh,
say
yeah,
you,
well,
this
it's
might be the best you've
You got
ever
very
looked.
muddy because when you get very muddy, the diggers got very blood mud.
Maybe we should head back
Appreciate your
and get you a
unkind
bar.
words, Marin.
You're welcome.
If you take mud and
available at
blood,
any
you get
time.
mood.
Let's get the fuck out of here, shall we?
That's what we came
Hadron
here
is
for.
steaming currently, and let us get out.
We hung around here far too long.
Do we have to head back to the winery to deliver this first?
Straight
or-
back to the winery.
I would.
Sure.
We'll need to rest and everything as well, so back to the winery.
Let's pocket the gem.
I'm concerned about the presence of a hag.
We cannot currently contend with her. We will have to look at her another time.
We are one problem at a time.
The statue?
If she was here, she would make herself known.
What about the statue?
what is?
What about it?
It's a statue of Count von Strahd.
Should we
So,
Was he suggesting we burn it?
I mean, it is made of
Nemo-
wood, isn't it?
I was gonna say, Nemo, does Hadrian have any like concept of like what is the purpose of a wicker?
It's not wicker.
It's not wicked.
Um,
Statue.
It's just an effigy, I suppose, of look how great I am.
Look at my wooden dick.
I mean, what does a wooden statue? Roll a.
Wood
No,
check.
you know, this is a wooden statue. The druids like.
Wood
The
check.
druids are just saying they like Strahd.
That's true. With those, yeah.
but they don't make things out of anything but wood, because druids.
I yeet a produce flame at it.
Yeah, it burns.
And now
Right,
with
let's
that
get outta
enormous
here, then.
destruction behind us, we leave.
Okay.
As it
Head out.
burns a bit, however, I will make you make a nature check.
We've just off probably. Now that I think about that.
And thus
It's a-
Barovia was renamed to California.
Oof,
As
big
it
oof.
burns, and the smell to it and everything, although this just appeared to be a wooden statue, that meant, hey, we're druids and we like Strahd, this seemed to be the centerpiece of some sort of ritual they weren't ready to do.
This is Daz laughing, by the way. Hadrian's terrified.
So we-
Run! Everyone run!
Right, we're out. Bye.
Everyone run!
When I say that, however, you don't think burning was part of the.
You think you
Okay.
stop?
Okay. I was like, so fire was the catalyst. Fire was literally the one thing we shouldn't have done. No, we're okay. Whew.
Fire was something they were hoping wasn't going to happen to it.
Hey
By the
guys,
way,
one of these
let's
days we've
leave.
got to realise that fire is not going to solve all our problems.
I mean, it has thus far. so-
Incorrect. I have thus far never
Incorrect.
been proven wrong on this.
Yeah.
I will say, if the ritual did go ahead, you put 2 and 2 together. Gem. You know the nature of the gem from your amazing roll earlier. You know.
That'd have been a
wood,
fucking
you know how
golem.
words work and all that sort of thing. It would have turned into a tree in the shape of Strahd, but a tree blight nevertheless.
Yeah, it would have essentially been a tree golem Strahd, for lack of a better term. One big bastard.
I'm glad we stopped.
Yeah, a tree blight, unlike other blights, is a big nasty bug.
So, it's a burning bastard currently.
Yes.
Bastard. You just turned
But,
into a...
Shall
An
we head back to the
Englishman.
winery?
Yeah, as it currently stands, it's just an
will
oddly
burn
smelling,
the
burning
bastard.
wooden thing. It doesn't actually pertain to anything without the gem embedded in various ritual components.
Excellent.
Stuff
Good.
added to it.
Let's
Stay ash and
Let's leave and go back to the winery so we can clean up.
Wee.
Quest complete. Destroy the effigy in Drustavar.
Oh god, yeah. We need to go back to the winery. There's a gold question mark there.
Hi, Jaina. What are you doing? Wait, this is Marin.
Oh, what the buds.
So you're heading back to the.
The
winery.
winery.
Yep.
Alrighty then. Book.
We book it, but we are staying to the road.
Nimbo's booking it in there. He's
Speaking
frantically
of which,
flicking
what
through
speed
the
are you
book.
travelling?
Normal.
Normal,
I
yeah.
had some weather speed.
You've had a
A bit and then normal.
couple hours, yeah.
I'm keeping an eye, making sure nothing's watching us from the woods or following us on our way back.
I hope the winery has a bath.
Roll. Who's leading this?
Probably me, because I usually do.
I don't know.
Roll
I'm
two
gonna-
d20s.
Oh, you're right.
Fear.
They ain't even rolled yet. Oh, you're right.
Roll a 6 and a 9.
Haha, commitment.
Damn, son.
Them high rolls.
Okay.
I was bad.
Strahd and his shadow dragon appear.
Doesn't matter who, just for the sake of it. One of you roll a d12 and one of you roll a d8.
I'll do the 8.
I'll do a 12.
Oh, the 2! Oh god!
Oh god.
I'll take 36
Jesus Christ.
points of damage.
It was
Fuck
so
you.
bad it made me drop out of roll.
Out of interest, do I get those spells I just...
You had a short rest, so yeah, you got your spells. You're a warlock.
Yeah.
Don't know if I have.
I have to be real quick.
To do with the...
Would you like a gummy bear?
Yes, please.
Mine.
When Das gets a chance, he needs to roll perception.
Das is gone. Where did he go? Why has Dash just vanished?
Where did he come from?
Strahd got him.
Where did he go? Where did he come from?
Got an idea?
Fun fact, this is where Death's gone. In this episode of the recurring theme of Curls doesn't understand warlocks, I didn't realise until Blue just said that I get the short rest spell regain from
Yep.
the beginning. I thought it was a thing I had to unlock. I thought it was an invocation.
Kels, we appreciate you and everything you do.
It's
Again,
like one of the key
I'm here-
features of warlocks.
I'm
You're
here
like
to
the
provide
only
comedy.
one.
I've not needed it before now because I hoard
Yeah.
spell slots like a dragon.
We don't really take short rests
Yeah.
often.
Again, girls, if you ever have questions about Warlock, let me know.
I don't. No, this is the thing. I never think I have questions about Warlock. It's just I encounter things, realize I've been an idiot all along.
All you have contributed to this campaign is angst, eldritch horror, shooting
Correct.
me in the back,
Yes,
and not knowing warlocks.
that's what
That's
I came
your
here to do.
But she read me a bedtime story. Very
yes,
important.
true.
That was
I
very
can read
important.
all
Points to
things.
Pentagon.
To be fair, Juju, what Mordecai contributed to the campaign
I'm sorry,
is
you
setting
mean
you on
pentagram.
fire.
Yeah.
Oh god, please don't remember.
Eldritch horror, not knowing a warlock, reading a bedtime story.
Angst and betrayal.
Yep,
One of these
that's me.
things is not like the other.
Like the others.
Yeah, you say this about her when one of these people killed you.
Yeah, I know, but he's already saved.
To be
him on
fair,
the
he wouldn't have
story.
died if I hadn't prior shot him in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
How much damage?
I'm
did I
still
take?
part of
Shot in
that
the back, like
fuckery.
6 damage, so it was like
Uh-huh.
it was
Yeah,
involved. I just love go back
whoops.
and watch that and just watch Krauser's webcam.
It's so funny to watch.
Just
so
have a mental
good.
breakdown. It's fucking awesome. Him just being like, "Oh God, what have I
Fair.
done?" Spook's losing his character because of this. I feel so bad, and then it's like natural
Oh, no, I didn't feel
20,
bad.
and everything flips around.
I didn't feel bad. It was more of what would Mordecai think if Juju dies right now? I didn't think it was my fault that you nearly died.
Should we have like a toilet break or something? Oh no, there he is.
Nope.
Oh,
We should not.
Where
Sorry,
is he?
folks. Very necessary expedition.
Roll perception.
That's fine then.
You've been asked to roll perception.
With disadvantage.
why are we
I'm just kidding.
Regular perception.
Regular
He
bond
just
roll.
made
Regular
that up.
roll.
He's
You
making
got-
it up.
Regular advantage.
Regular.
Rentage.
Oh, yeah.
I felt that. I felt that.
That's the
like
second
there's a
one.
kick-
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Brilliant. Just
Oh,
that's what I wanted to hear you say.
Just him or all of us?
Hey guys,
Damn.
guess how much I get
Hey
to
guys,
a
the turn
negative?
order. The turn order just showed up.
This is a natural 20.
Oh wow!
A non-natural one.
Oh,
Yay!
Unnatural one.
This is just. I was joking. This thing earlier, guys.
So guys, I've got great ideas for another character.
Chunk. There is a sensation in your leg as you realise you've stepped into a bear.
Ooh.
It's not mine.
You said that quite quickly, Thrak.
It
It's
is
time
unpleasant.
for
Your
genuine
leg is stuck.
phobia.
Yes, there is teeth, metal teeth, digging into your flesh.
nope,
It's quite
nope.
good at doing this, despite the size. You know, despite your size, it's quite good at this because it's designed for big things. Or it could be little things. It doesn't really matter because it is a metal trap that you've stepped on, and you are now stuck in this
Zombies,
trap.
right?
until you figure a way out of it.
I have one.
Thrak.
Would I be able to know how to, say, disarm it?
I mean, it's a
Get
bear
his leg out.
You just have to open it.
Yes, it appears
There's
that normally
Leave it normal.
you normally have a key to it. It's not a fancy key, it's just a piece of metal. But you will need to make basically a dexterity check if you have said key, or fashion some other sort of metal, or you could just pry it open with strength because it is designed to be set as well.
Considering how thick my fucking leg is, can I
It's
stick my...
designed for bears, Das.
No. The reason, it has to hit bone eventually, so could my staff fit into the space between it? And you know, try to lever it with that. Can somebody assist me?
I was going to say,
We would
Thrak,
if you.
Thrak, do you want to grab one side of the bars and I'll grab the other side and we'll pull apart?
I mean, I have trap, so I have.
I do not need another trap.
He owns a bear trap, so he has the key to open it.
He has the key to open it, that's what he's
I
saying.
have a hunting trap.
Alright.
Yeah, if you
I
have the way
put the
to
key
open
in,
it.
turn it.
Okay. Because the way hunting traps are designed, they're not necessarily designed to, even when disengaged, not necessarily designed to spare the feelings of the thing inside the trap. So, but what you will, it will make it much better doing it this way than other way. So you put the key in, make a dexterity check to see how well this.
Hey!
Fuck yeah!
Yep, no problem. You put the key in. The trap is much easier to disengage. When I say a key, it's mostly just a metal stick.
It's in like a radiator
yeah,
key, more like.
Yeah, you just sort of slide it in, and it helps disengage the mechanism, so it pulls apart much easier than it normally would. And with no problem, you get your leg out without any further damage.
There you go.
You right,
That
David?
okay? So I swap over my shield and my staff, and now my staff is on the side where that fucking leg is.
And might I also add, you're lucky that your particular key fit, because these aren't done to any sort of metric or anything.
Nope.
they're just
Some don't even have them.
Into. Yeah, some don't even have them. Some are specifically designed, if you're particularly malicious, not to open up to any sort of disengagement protocols.
And they have to be pried. Yeah.
Yep. That's usually done because you hate something, not because you're hunting something.
Pedro looks down at his very, very, very painful leg, because he was probably like looking at the map. The map was like directly in front of him, and he was like looking to the sides to see if he could spot anything, and chunk.
It's sort of like when you stub your toe on something that you didn't realize was there, because the shock adds to the pain.
Yeah,
but
all
think
your
about,
force goes
a
into
whole
it because
bunch
you didn't
more,
realize
because
it.
that's a whole lot of. But
Yeah.
you're out. You're fine. You've got some holes in your leg, but you're fine. You've got a very nice zigzag pattern on your leg.
Mordecai, do you maybe want to take the lead for a bit?
Yeah, I mean, sure. How you doing? You okay, Dave? Or if you gonna
Look
Yeah.
out for flying traps.
A big net.
I'll look out for fly traps.
You look out for fly traps, and I can say without a roll, you do not see.
I step my right leg into the
And
other bear
suddenly,
trap.
a Venus flytrap
Oh my
descends from
god.
the
That would be
ceiling.
hilarious, Dash, because then it's just imagining the
Like
fucking
the
gummy
big-
bear from fucking. Oh, hey, I tasted it.
If Hadrian is going to limp after us, I will take point and we'll continue on to the winery.
Okay, you eventually get to the Wizard of Wine.
I will use a cure wounds to make sure I'm not bleeding all the way back.
Because we're not covered in enough blood already.
Speak for yourself.
You are greeted by the were-ravens with open arms. They're quite happy to see you, and they immediately get to work tending to your wounds, especially the one that seems to be covered in blood, although, oddly enough, he's probably not the most wounded.
We really didn't get fucked up that bad.
I am a
No,
full
but you do
HP.
have a zigzag pattern in your legs, so you'd probably want the attention more, but no, currently Juju's getting most attention because he looks like he's been through.
Brilliant.
So
Well,
is Sarah, because she's covered in mud.
Nemo,
Do not
just to
just
explain
throw
it.
me in the well.
Nemo, just to explain it. Once I was out of the trap, he used cure wounds on himself, so there isn't a trail of blood leading back to the wine.
Okay, yeah, you don't currently have a zigzag pattern in your legs.
We don't want any werewolves going bear meat. Ooh.
It's mostly dry by this point. Don't throw
And I
me in the
said
well.
there is blood everywhere. So as far as tracking goes, yeah, good luck, because you would have had to. You basically need to hose Ready Juju off at the. Sarah too, for that matter, but she's tiny, so it shouldn't be too hard.
I'm gonna start taking my armor off at the well then.
I just have the mental image of someone getting a hose and like hosing down Juju, and then they turn to Sarah, and Sarah just like flies off.
Yeah, they're just
Against
they're
the
just-
wall, against the
They're
wall.
at the well, and they're dumping bucket after bucket of water on you, and it's
This is cold!
yeah. It's
Oh my
very
god!
cold.
Oh my god! You know what this is? It's Pulp Fiction.
But yeah,
Ice bucket challenge.
with this place, you know that Barovia is always pretty close to snow weather. Realistically, it's not a war.
Not happy fun times.
I have a produced flame next to you to help you just get a little bit of warmth.
But yes, Davin comes over, and he's like, "Did you manage to find the?" He's in his human form. Did you manage to find the?
Yeah. We got it. I'll put out the gem.
He holds it, and he looks it over, and he's like, "Oh, fantastic! This is this is for our cheaper wine, but that is excellent. We'll
Something is
I'll
better
go
than
plant that immediately. Thank you. And
How did we get
he waddles off to go.
some sort of reward for that? Okay, he's gone.
A warm blanket would be nice.
What Hadrian's gonna do is, because he's a big bastard, he's gonna take his cloak, and after they've been washed down, he throws it over Juju, and it just like encompasses Sarah while he's at it. And then he's going to
Sarah
go
been
and
washed yet? Had she stood still long enough to be bathed?
Probably Adrian probably grabbed her. It's just like, you need a bath. She's like,
I've Achilles Jew. I've got you by the ankle.
No, it's by the it's Smooch right by the tail, just like dunked.
You bring over Sarah with the tail and the Were Raven, presumably the mother. They're in Raven form, so it's a bit hard to tell. When you're holding her by the tail, and she just has this fresh bucket of water, and sort of instead of you dipping Sarah into the bucket, she just
lifts the
pulls
bucket.
the bucket up over Sarah and then pulls it away.
There's like an explosion of water, and when she hits the water, she just like flails and hits it everywhere.
Like a freshly caught fish.
It's only for a second, so you're not getting waterboarded, but yeah.
Where are the drugs? Where's my money? I don't know. I think it's back down there.
Though I did have the realization when you said how cold it was that Sarah probably fucking loves hot chocolate because she's just a baby.
Well, you're in luck because they don't have any. They've got. They might treat you to some grape juice that hasn't fermented.
Non-alcoholic wine.
It's all I allow.
I mean, it's just grape juice. It's not non-alcoholic wine.
And now picture the baby kobold being wrapped up in a towel.
Yeah, basically. Like, you guys have seen the... you guys have seen a bat... You've seen a bat wrapped up in a towel, yeah. It's literally just that for Sarah.
It's a burrito.
Exactly. I would then like to go and follow our wonderful Were-Raven friend and actually observe how he plants it, if there's any uniqueness to it.
There seems to be a hole they had prepared. It seems to be a specific. He drops it in the ground. And he covers it in dirt. There's no ritual to it or anything. He just leaves it there. He pats the dirt down. He's very careful. But it seems like he doesn't actually know how this works. He just knows that the seed does the job. And he's sort of kneeled there, and he's just sort of sitting, hoping, waiting. He doesn't know what to do. This is because, since the seeds have been planted, they've never been uprooted before. So he's just put that there, and he's sitting, and he's.
Nemo.
A moment passes. Go ahead.
Druidcraft. You may cause a flower to blossom, a seed pod to open, or a leaf bud to bloom. So while it's in there, could I Druidcraft through the ground, like put my hand to the ground, like grabbing the soil, and just Druidcraft to it and cause it to open to cause the...
You put your hands to do the Druidcraft thing, because this is a good idea. However, before you even cast it, just putting your hands into it, you almost feel your eyes widen as this rush, because although nothing visibly is happening yet, the land has come alive with power. And although the druid, the Davian is sitting there, looking worried and all that, you know that this is going to be fine, and the rest of you can see, after a few more tense moments pass, as all the vineyard just comes to life as full lush grapes just start popping up all over the place.
Well,
we died.
Everyone's like, oh. Thank you so much. You've saved Barovia.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to help.
I just put a hand to his shoulder, and I give the old man nod of, it's all right. This is fine.
It wasn't easy, but we managed it somehow.
This is good news, but I'm afraid we got bad news in return.
Oh. Right.
What has happened?
Come inside. We'll discuss it there.
I pick up
And that's where
Sarah.
we'll leave tonight's session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this week we were so successful, we chopped down the tree.
Yeah.
We spent the entire session trying to kill a tree, and we got a level
And we
out
got
of
a
it.
level up!
I got 2 new weapons.
That's because we
Yeah.
killed the door at its source.
But we've
You killed the door.
We've literally got a problem in
We
the
We
root.
killed the door and the chair at the source of the root.
We should have unscrewed the hinges.
We got to the root of the problem.
Hey, episode name. Root of the
Yep,
problem.
that's it.
The root of
Done.
the problem.
Blue, I'm gonna say this now. Curl's already made that joke.
The root of evil.
The root of
It's
all
fine,
evil.
Blue can take it. The root of all evil is definitely better.
Section 10, the root
Yeah.
of all
I was
evil.
thinking Death of a Thousand Cuts because of how fucking long it took.
So, thank you all for joining us tonight, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Are we all good?
You got to witness
Yeah.
live the chaos of people leveling up.
Yes.
A fraction
should be-
fraction of the
Probably
chaos
more
that's
of it
about
at
to
the
ensue. Yeah.
Right, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, I'm good for next
Bye.
week, so yeah.
Bye.